Welcome back. We are in the 9-week out vlog here from the powerlifting meet. Very excited about the training this week. We'll be jumping into it. I'll probably be throwing in some diet, lifestyle, kind of vlogging stuff into this as well, as I have a bit more time right now. But right now, just training footage. But it's only so many back squats you can watch, right? And my programming tends to be fairly simple. It is, of course, squat, bench, and deadlift as the sport. So we are starting off the week here with a top single on back squats and bench press. If you recall or you watched last week, I was coming off of some travel and this session did not go well last week. So didn't really know what to expect, but it actually went really well. I worked up to a top set of 390. That all my back off work went really well. So once again, the goal with these top sets is not to truly max out every single week, but to hit something really heavy prior to that volume work, just so you kind of slowly get accustomed to moving those heavy loads. Obviously, the most specific thing you can do in the sport of powerlifting is to hit heavy singles. Similar thing here for bench press. If I had to pick a movement that's not feeling as hot, it definitely would be the bench press right now. Kind of just feels awkward, not super explosive. Nothing seems to be standing out as far as why that's the case. Obviously, I'm losing a little bit of body weight, but it's not bad. It's just it's that movement I'm a bit more nervous about going into training versus squats and deadlifts. I feel really excited about my progress currently. So this was the back off sets of 4 at 225. Then we're moving on to sumo deadlifts. Very similar format. Worked up to a top single and then a lot of sets of 4. I think maybe 4 sets of 4, 5 sets of 4. A lot of volume. Still 9 weeks out here. One of the maybe unique things about my sumo deadlifts, I kind of have a more narrow stance. It's definitely not a conventional deadlift because my hands are in between my legs, but it's not super wide. I really don't turn my feet out as super wide. And again, I have not been doing heavy sumo deadlifts for very long, recently at least. So I've been reworking my technique, and who knows if I'll be changing it sometime into this prep. But I feel really strong here. If you look at my physique, if you saw me in person, I am a very quad dominant, short leg individual. So I do think I have just good leverages for a more narrow stance sumo deadlift. So certainly in the past, I've had a bit wider and a bit bigger foot flare, but I actually pulled 540 at a much heavier body weight. I pulled 540 with straps maybe 9 months ago, something like that, with a similar stance. So it hasn't really felt like it's been inferior to my old wider flare, wider stance sumo deadlift. And then I followed this up with a second bench press, back-to-back days here. Long pause, 3 seconds here. Once again, it's getting accustomed to a really, really long pause command there. Also just helps you not go super heavy on back-to-back days when you're benching. I'm benching 3 times a week currently. Then day 3, I got next to no footage, which is kind of sad. It's one of my best days, but I had a top set of single on a top set of singles. A top single at 375, and this is 350 for the high bar back squat. Once again, I don't push these as intense. There's not as much volume of squatting on these days because it's a lot more accessories. So I did single leg press, pendulum squat, glute ham raises. So a lot more of like the power building style versus my other squat day where I'm doing so much volume. I really don't have the energy to do a ton of accessory work. And final session of the week here, deadlifts, 1 inch pause off of the ground. This was 4 sets of 3, kind of gradually building up in weight, and then 1 back off set. So I think I was really conservative, too conservative on all of these when I watched them back. It was my first time using a stiff bar to deadlift on, I don't know, in 5 or 6 years probably. So I really didn't know what to expect. The bar I use at home is not a whippy bar, but it's definitely not stiff like this one is. So I'm happy to see that I don't think my strength really is any inferior on these more legit barbells. But that is it for the vlog for this week. Again, I look forward to having some more different content, diet, stuff like that next couple of weeks. If you have any requests, I'm happy to change some content around. Really excited though. Again, this is 9 weeks out, so we're just about to be in that thick of things where it gets really, really exciting. But thanks for coming along in the journey, and thanks for watching today.